All right, this might be actually my new favorite day of the week because from now on, I'm bringing you Unfiltered, where the gloves come off, the topics are deep, and no topic is off limit.
Unfiltered.
Right. Unfiltered, it is.
Right.
That's what it is.
The seals aren't that tough.
Really?
I don't think the seals are that tough.
You flew a plane over
starting
me.
already?
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry.
There you
told
go.
me to say anything that pops into our minds. Anything.
Yeah, they have a bleep button in the other room. Sam, get on it. All right, all right, I want to get to this, though. This is crazy. According to a recent court filing, USAID's holdover and acting executive secretary Erica Carr ordered employees to come into the office and shred the government documents, okay? Now, Government Employees Union presented this email where she said, quote, shred as many documents first and reserve the burn bags for when the shredder becomes unavailable or needs a break. I've never heard of this, but the White House says that these files are still existing on a computer system, adding this was sent to roughly 3 dozen employees, and the documents involved were mostly old and courtesy content. So, which is it? Greg Kelly, 9 p.m. right here on Newsmax. Rob Schmitt, 7 p.m. Greg?
Call the police. Call the FBI. That sounds like a federal crime, number one. That does not sound explainable. That does not sound excusable. Can I say this about USAID, though? Believe it or not, before I found out about all the fraud and the waste and the nonsense in Namibia and Uganda, I actually was ignorant and naive enough to believe that they were doing some good, that they were actually hearts and minds and all that stuff. So that this illusion has been blown wide open is a good thing and a little bit disappointing, actually.
Well, and we actually dug into that. I mean, Rob, you've covered this too. Like, it costs USAID-funded nonprofits almost $1 million per well in Africa for clean drinking water. Yet nonprofits privately were doing it for $4,000 a well.
It's corrupted like everything else gets over time, right? I mean, as the longer that something goes, the more and more it gets corrupted. USAID is no different, and really just very insidious. The details you heard from it. What I didn't expect to hear was that they were going to say shred everything. I mean, it sounded. I guess you should have thought when they sent it out as an email that this lady that sent it out is either nuts or that there maybe is not something insidious, because who would have thought that Trump's DOJ would come out and say there really is nothing to see here like they did today? Nobody expected that.
Maybe it was a prank. Maybe somebody got on their email and sent it out just for laughs.
No, they got up and went to the bathroom and left their email open, and someone came in. And
that's something that one of us would do.
That's why I lock my computer every day.
Yeah. I think they should look into Liz Cheney. She once worked there, actually, and that says a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, like Mazie Hirono and some of these other people that have been advocates of USAID.
Not Mazie Hirono, Crazy Maisie.
Crazy Maisie.
Crazy
Okay,
Maisie.
so she came into office like she was worth like $1.3. Okay, now she's worth like $15 million.
What's $1.3?
$1.3 million.
Oh,
she's not that
A
smart.
million is a buck.
Yeah,
$1.3.
That's a big buck.
Finance guys.
We
worked on Wall Street, all private equity. $1.3. $1 million. She's a millionaire.
Yeah,
She was. Now she's a multi-millionaire.
now she's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
Well, good for her. And she couldn't be doing it from hard work. They also call her Lazy Maisie.
I like that one too.
That's what they say in Honolulu.
That's what they
I thought this
say.
was unfiltered. Are we going to start cussing or what?
Sam, get the button going.
Certain standards.
All right, so here's another interesting one. And Greg, you've covered the heck out of this one. Okay, it looks like all of Biden's pardon signatures, they were all issued for all the, on January 19th. They're exactly the same. As you can see, we combine them. Not a stroke out of place. They're obviously an auto signature. But at some element, do some of these pardons that took place at different times that were also signed when he was not at the White House, they're saying they were signed in Washington, D.C. Are some of these pardons void?
Look, I'm not a lawyer, but I would say that was illegal. I mean, you can sign certain things with an auto pen, like happy birthday to the Boy Scouts, stuff like that. But when it comes to an executive order or a pardon, my understanding is the President of the it's a legal document.
Has to sign them.
Then again, we digitally sign things now, right? We do.
But
we
remember-
digitally.
Yeah, I
we
digitally signed like
things.
a car loan, not a pardon for everybody involved in January 6th investigation.
The car loan is more complicated than the pardon. Think about it, right? It is, in a weird way.
I think it's less significant. I mean, what's a car loan? 30 to 100 grand nowadays, actually, if you drive
Just
a car
remember
loan.
remember Speaker Johnson told a story about Biden had signed some executive order that was like a big energy executive order, and he had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
The
Shutting
man
down
was
natural
not
gas.
running the country. The country was being run by these dirty Obama people behind the scenes.
Jill.
They put up Joe Biden. Here, you trust this old guy. You've been looking at him for 50 years. He's normal. He's been around forever. And then they sat there behind the scenes. I mean, it really is one of the biggest scandals in Washington. I really think it is. I mean, the fact that you had a fake president and you had some radical people behind him doing the stuff that they did to this country for the last 4 years, and we're all just going to shrug and say, oh, well, yeah, Biden's gone now. I guess we can just fix it.
It's only a big deal if we make it a big deal.
True, and when you think about it, it's nothing compared to, I mean, let's face it, on our side, Marco Rubio and Elon Musk had an argument about a week ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
much more
bigger
significant
story.
Right? No, it is crazy. To your point, I mean, it should be the story, right?
Right.
And we can make it our story, actually. And I think that's one thing here in conservative media. Less reactive to the fake news, because they have disgraced themselves and they are to be ignored, in my opinion.
Said.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well, so MSNBC, real quick, Rob, Alicia Mendez.
Bob's daughter, by the way.
Exactly. Gold Bar Menendez.
Gold Bar Bob's daughter.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't too thrilled when Trump condemned the recent violence at Tesla dealers. Roll this.
To Tesla, and you do it to any company, we're going to catch you, and you're going to go through hell.
So just to be clear, you protest a private company, you are labeled by this administration a domestic terrorist, you show up at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th with the intent to overturn a fair and free election, and you get a pardon.
She knows where she works.
Yeah.
So she just got a new show.
They're just sliding her more gold bars.
They smashed the living hell out of those dealerships. I mean, they were terrorized at those dealerships, and she calls that a protest. It's just like the CNN reporter saying it's mostly peaceful with a huge fire behind them. Yeah. They can marginalize anything they want. They don't live in reality. They don't have to live in reality.
Yeah. They burned. They destroyed those,
and shot up.
What do you call those things? Cyber
Teslas,
trucks?
yeah.
They destroyed a whole bunch of them. So, by the way, I cut her slack. Her old man did some stupid things. You know, she's just lost on her own, not because of the old man.
I got to get to this. So Politico put out an article for the best dressed congressmen and senators, and somehow the 5 they chose were Bernie Sanders, okay? This guy was in his mittens, okay? Gave me the idea. Let's look at who the best dressed is here every day when we come into the office.
Look at old Burns.
Yeah, exactly, with the mittens.
Freezing his butt
All right,
off.
so we took pictures of us, all right? This is how I walk into work every morning.
Yeah,
Can you imagine seeing that walking down the streets of Manhattan?
Who remembers the movie Crocodile Dundee, right? This is Crocodile Dundee.
This is like, look, Costco, Costco flannel. I got my Carhartt, my hat. Okay, but Greg, look at you. You're a man of, you wore cargo pants to the president.
I actually didn't. I did not follow my normal routine. I was with the president today and had a little bit of a meeting and a conference, and that's not true.
He's lying.
This picture is about 2 years old, and the pants caused a bit of a disturbance.
Yeah.
What about Rob?
Rob comes in just about as pretty as he is now.
I don't see. What the hell's the deal?
He's got the nice alligator shoes on. He's got the nice slacks that are nice shirt that's fitted.
They give us a clothing allowance. I try to use it wisely.
What are you thumbs upping exactly? What is he?
The
He's
photo.
winning.
The photo.
Winning. He won the fashion competition. All right, Greg, Rob, appreciate it very much.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.